Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com. And by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster. Locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotshout.com.
Live here at City Hall tonight, and welcome to Garden Mania. And we are live at City Hall, and this is the second year of Garden Mania. It's a nice break to the winter, and I'm wearing my sporty coat given to me by Mr. Goodhue, who was an inventor of much, very clever man, a business entrepreneur man, but he always wore this coat. And I always told him how much I liked it. And one day he walked into my office and he gave it to me. So, why am I wearing it tonight? Well, it's colorful for what you see here tonight, Garden Mania. But tomorrow is Featherstone Flamingo Day. And we're going to get to see whether or not the Featherstone Flamingo sees its shadow. So, if you can tune in tomorrow, I'm not sure if we'll do this live, but if you do Facebook, we're going to do it Facebook Live tomorrow, so you'll be able to see it. If not, I know Ronnie will be there tomorrow morning filming this. Are you going to be there tomorrow, Brad, filming this for the? Okay. Anyway, so we'll be out there, and we'll get a chance. We'll tell you first if the flamingo saw his shadow, and if he did, and then so we'll let you know how many weeks left to spring, right? And we'll see tomorrow. But anyway, this is my coat. I love it, and I'll be sporting it tomorrow. So. Speaking of spring, whether spring is 8 weeks away or 4, want to give you a chance to take a. So, Garden Mania came about as just a kind of that midwinter break, a chance to come inside. You know, a lot of times people gave you, you know, as gifts, people have given gifts. They've given things like plants. And then you get these plants, and people aren't exactly sure how to use these plants and how to take care of these plants, where do they belong. And if you're like me, I don't have a whole lot of time to sit down and try to figure out all of this. But the people that are here tonight, the businesses that are here tonight, are the real experts on exactly what you should be doing to your plants and how to make them thrive. And so anyway, we're going to take a walk over here. And my name is D. Mazzarella. If I haven't introduced myself, it's just because we came on a little bit late, and I guess we were already live. And so are we okay now there, Brad? Are we
might take a break to switch microphones.
You want to do that now? We can do that now?
Yeah, on the ready. Well, we got to cue Keith.
Okay.
Downstairs.
Am I okay here? Can you hear me?
For now. We just won't, for now, just vamp a little bit. We can't talk to your guests.
Okay. So I can take this off and sort of share it with the guest?
We're going to switch mics.
Okay.
But for now.
All right. So I'll just keep communicating. So tomorrow morning is Friday. It's the last day of the month, and it is Groundhog Day. And so if you're around, stop down. I don't know, maybe 10 of, 5 of, 8 o'clock, and then the sun usually comes up behind the woodblock, and then we see whether or not he saw his shadow or not. So it's really that simple. So come on down. We have fun. We have a lot of laughs. We have a good time. So if you're around, come on down. If it's too cold and you want to just sit in your car and watch, you can do that too. But we'll do this live over Facebook tomorrow. So it'll stream live over Facebook. So if you don't have Facebook, then you can wait for it to show here at LTV. All right, let's go over to, let's take our first walk over here.
Break with music so that we can switch Dean's mic. All right. dismiss yourself. We're going to take a break.
We'll take a short break.
Music.
Yes, we're going to take a short break. We're going to play a little bit of music, and we're going to switch mics just so so you can hear us better. Okay? We'll do that right now.
All right, Keith.
All right, so we're going to head over to the public library because, and we're back here, and we're at Garden Mania. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back. We are live, right? We're live, so if you're sitting home tonight, there's still a chance to come here. I think this ends at about 7:30, so come on down. There's still plenty of time. Everybody, any question that you have about a plant, somebody here can answer. So you've had that plant, it's starting to do weird things. You've had it in the same temperature, in the same room, in the same window. Oh, it seems to have done well. All of a sudden now it's taken a turn. Or maybe somebody gave you a gift. It's a beautiful plant. You're not really that person that does plants so well, so you have questions. Well, this is the place to come today because, this is the place that's got all the answers. So Sandra's here, the director at Leominster Public Library.
Hey, Dean, how are you?
How's it going here today?
Well, pretty good. So I brought our seed library, and the seed library is located in the new section of the library building.
They're actual seeds.
Yeah, so we fill them up with all these seed packets, and you can take up to 2 a day. Come back anytime. You don't need a library card. It's completely free. So let's say you want to grow some jalapenos, but you don't want to buy 100 seeds. Just come and grab 2 seeds at a time. These are all completely free, and these are last year's seeds, so everyone here is taking home seeds tonight.
So these are all free. Imagine that, free seeds. Get anything you want, plant them, and because of the library has all the information on, okay, what do I do with these seeds?
Yeah.
It's all right there.
You'll soon become an expert.
Unbelievable. How cool is this? What else has happened? I know you had a lot of kids at the library today.
Oh, yeah, and February vacation's coming up, so we have a ton of programs going on.
So we teamed up with all the departments in the city, and we put one master schedule together this year. We'll talk about it on the show next week for February vacation because not everybody goes the way, and by Monday, kids and parents are looking for things to do. So we've got a week-long of list and schedule of things to do. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we have all sorts of performers coming, some big events. You should totally come to the library, February vacation.
So when they're done, they're going to say, Mom, Dad, I'm tired. This vacation, I was busy. I need a vacation.
I need a nap.
I need a nap. I need a vacation from the vacation. Well, anyway, thank you.
Thanks. See you later.
So free seeds. So you come down to the library. Look at, literally, beans, cucumbers, flowers, everything. Free seeds. And some are last year's, but they're still good. There's nothing wrong with them. Seeds are seeds. And you go down to the library, and if you want to try a few of each, it's the perfect place to go because they'll hand them over to you. And you could try them out, and there's books that you could take out from the library that tell you how to plant the plants and how to care for them and how to germinate them and everything that you're going to need to know. So let's scoot over to see our friends at the Board of Health. All right, kids, straighten up here. Our friends at the Board of Health.
Michelle.
And
Katrina.
Katrina. Hi.
Katrina was on last week.
Maddie.
So tell us what's going on. So,
Selling lots of goodies here.
Yes.
Countertop compost bins.
yes, let's show those.
Yes. Easy to use.
So there's nothing, I've noticed that loom just isn't loom anymore. The loom that I used to be able to buy, or the loom that my grandfather planted his garden, doesn't seem to be loom anymore. The best thing that you could do is begin to compost. That's the best way. That's like black gold, is what they call it. It is the best. It's the best. So so you put your scraps in them, right? And then you can get a compost bin.
You can get the big earth machine.
Here we
Big
go.
one.
Here's the big earth machine. How much are these? They still 65. Oh, 45. This is a bargain. This is a bargain.
Yep. So you're gonna unlock it. Open this way.
Somebody.
This one's really
Oh,
good. Oh, wait a minute.
you don't have to unlock. You just lift it.
Yep.
That was quick. Anyway, so using a compost bin is pretty easy, but they have little instructions here, and obviously you want to move it every so often. You want to move that, and so you take your scraps that you might be using in the house, but you can add other things, and you can use it all through the winter. When spring comes, voila, you get the best. Right, keeps it out, gives you a ventilation there. Let's switch over to the rain barrel. To me, this is the best. So it's got a filter at the top. You can take all the water from your gutter.
Yes, take all the water that comes out of your gutter. You just put it underneath. We have a nice screen here so that animals, leaves, things don't fall in. And then it comes with all the accessories in here. So you get a hose and a spout and everything. And so you can use that to water your garden, water your plants, use it because it's free. It's coming from the sky, so you might as well collect it and use it in your garden.
And these are $65 as well. But this is really heavy gauge plastic. This is not going to break on you. It's heavy gauge. It's got the screen on the top. It's got the spout at the bottom so that you can water from it. The water that goes in, water that goes out. This is a really good piece. And you know what? You save water, and it's free. It's just, again, it's just coming from the sky, comes from your rain gutters, put it off in the here, it filters it out, and the bugs stay out, and you've got free water. And is this 55 gallons? Or bigger, 55 gallons, and you got plenty of room. Now, let's go to trash wars. So, because the cost, I mean, everybody around the state is really taken another look at recycling because, well, it's become, before the trash hauler would actually get paid for recyclables. And today that's sort of in reverse. At one point we had a contract where the trash, the recyclables got picked up for free. We didn't pay the contractor because they were able to sell that off. Well, today things have changed. So we've had to sort of re-educate everybody in terms of what is allowed and what's not. But let's start off with trash. So when it's taped closed, but regular household trash, we pick it up every week, and sometimes there's a delay. But if the top of the lid is beginning to exceed the rubbish here, and people do this like pyramid thing where they got like a bag here and the bag, and it goes up and like that, and pretty soon, well, they're not going to pick it up. I mean, that's more than just a week's worth of household trash. So what do we sell? We sell bags. And it's really inexpensive. It really is. And this is the size. It's not just, I think sometimes people think it's the same size as a regular bag, but it's not. This thing, she could fit in it.
Yeah, she could.
5 of you could fit in here. And then you could buy as many as you want. You can put them out, and they will pick them up. They know exactly what to look at, looking for. How much are they? $3 a piece.
Or you can buy a roll for 15. Roll for 15. That comes in 5. You can buy as many of these as you want. We take cash or check. Just come on down to the health department and buy as many as you'd like.
Sometimes people have a party or a large gathering, or you decide to clean the cubby hole, or that mystery drawer that you have in the kitchen, and so you're going to use more than normal. So it's $3. You come down and get a bag, or again for the whole roll it's 15, and then you can use them accordingly. What's that, Michelle?
These are stickers that the trash company will put on your trash if it is not put out appropriately. If your tote is overstuffed or you have extra trash on the ground that is not in an overflow bag, they will stick one of these to your trash to let you know why it's not collected.
So there are things that DEP does not allow us to pick up, and there's a pretty long list, like demolition and explosives and metal objects and television sets and biological waste, toilets, shower stalls, sinks, chemicals, radioactive materials, oil and sludge, byproducts from waste or rubber. They won't let us put out wood and demolition or liquid waste or asphalt or brick or concrete. They will not allow us to they will not take that. So they will refuse our whole load if we don't end up, if they end up seeing that in there. Now on the recyclable side, we got to get a little better, because sometimes I think people will get a pizza and all that cheese will be stuck to the top of the pizza, and they'll have all that oil just absorbed into the into the cardboard, and then they think that's recycling, so they put it in the recycling bin. They're not going to take that because there's no machine anywhere that will take that. So
You get a sticker for that too if you put that
That's
in
right.
the recycling tote.
right, so we've got to do a better job of just educating everybody on, just re-educating everyone. I think we were lax on it for a little while, and now things have changed. So I don't know, like I remember a big thing was bags for pellet bags. People were upset because they couldn't recycle those. But they still haven't found a place to recycle those, correct? You can't put those in.
Yeah, you cannot put those in there. Nope, no plastic bags.
So if there are any questions at all, you can go to our website, leominster-ma.gov, and then by all means, stop in at the health department or call them if you have a question. But this is really important because as the regulations tighten and as the regulatory authorities give us more of a hard time. Oh yes, we have with the Red Cross and Leominster Fire Department teamed up, and they have free smoke detectors. And I was going to talk a little bit about that later, but now's a good time. And if your home was built before 1975, your smoke alarms are 7 years or older, you own or rent your home, just call the Red Cross for more information, 1-800-746-3511. So they have free smoke detectors for you. And again, the Leominster Fire Department, along with the Red Cross, have teamed up. And again, if your home was built before 1975, the detectors is 7 years or older, and you own or rent your own home, then these smoke detectors are free. Let's go over to see the guy that knows everything there is possible to know. Pat Hillman, good to see you.
Good to see
now this guy's got a long history. He's like, since a kid, he's been like surrounded by plants. Just a desire, just hooked into nature. And then you went to work, and you worked for a while at
the Botanical Garden, yep, Tower Hill Botanical Garden.
And you must have, I mean, what you didn't bring in knowledge, you must have learned.
Oh, it was, yeah, great people to follow there. I had great bosses, and I learned a lot, especially about the indoor plants. So that was a great place to work.
So at some point, there must have been this entrepreneurial, spirit going through you saying, I love what I do, but I would really love to own my own place, and that, parting of the beginning of the season and Christmas trees during the holiday season and poinsettias and all that, and then all of a sudden you thought,
yes, I thought, you know what, it's now or never. So it was a good time for us to do it, we found the place in Leominster. We found a great piece of land to do it.
Right on Nashua Street?
Yep, right on Nashua Street. So come on down. And we just started doing the indoor stuff, and then also with the outdoor perennials, annuals, veggies, trees, and shrubs.
Now I know, I talk to people. They're like, I cannot plant. I don't know what to do with my plants. And the reality is, there's not a whole lot of magic. There's just plants are like kids, they're like people.
Yeah.
And everything's a little bit different, and not every plant does the same thing.
Yep.
For instance, people would say over the holidays, oh, poinsettias, the leaves are always dropping. I said, well, do you keep it the same temperature? Because fluctuation, think of it. This plant is pretty delicate. It takes a long time to get it where he is. Think about what the temperature is, where you have it. Are you moving around? Are you lowering the temperature to 55 and then back up to 70? That's not good for the plant. But each of these plants has its own personality.
They do, especially, the two most important things are light and water. So if you're able to kind of not master it, but figure out which plant needs a correct amount of light and how much water to give it, that's always, those are two important roles in the plants.
Now, you were closed after the holiday season, but you're back open again?
Yep, we'll be opening up back in February. We'll be opening Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then once March comes around, we'll be open 7 days a week.
And it'll come quick, too. And so, I mean, the best thing is about buying a plant local is, and you can buy a plant anywhere sometimes, maybe they're not all the same plant, but you get a chance to talk to somebody like you. Right? So a customer comes in and says, well, I'm buying the plant. Well, what do I do with it? And you can tell them all that.
Exactly. And this is what we do, is just we deal with plants. So it's, we know the collections we have and how to take care of them and give the right information and make it easy for everyone too.
So they have fun.
It's
so fun to see a plant. Did you walk around City Hall at all?
I did.
Well, they run around all the time grabbing these little small things. They stick them in water, and next thing you know, they're it's like a jungle in here. But the plants are so big. So can you explain to us, like, this one in particular? I think this is the one I bought last year.
Yeah. So that's a succulent.
Right.
And it likes to get bright light, which I usually will tell people in front of a eastern, southern, or western window. And then I water it about once every 2 weeks now.
That's it.
That's it.
So my problem, or other people that buy a plant like this, might be that we think it needs more water than it does. So once every 2 weeks or so.
Yep. And always think that, you know, the days are really short during the winter season, so the plant doesn't take up as much water. But as soon as, you know, February comes around and March, the days are getting longer. So then, you know, it'll start taking up a little more water. But it's always good to keep it kind of roughly once every 2 weeks.
Now, these things look like artichokes out here. What are those?
Yep. Those are air plants. So they pull moisture out of the air, and that's how they get watered. So there's a root system on it, but it's just the root system is mainly to hang on to something in its natural habitat. So when I water them, I take them and I'll dunk them in a bucket of water and keep it in there for about 20 minutes, and I do it once a week.
And that's
so
it.
Completely submerge it in there once a week. And then you got that. That's the air plant.
That's the best. And they're all so many different colors, and so a plant, any of these plants, how long can if people treat them properly, and feed them correctly, and give them the proper amount of water and light, how long will they last?
Years upon years.
Really?
Yep.
Like,
and then
how big will this plant grow right here? That's
I mean, that one can get up to 4 or 5 feet tall eventually. So it takes time, obviously. But if you keep repotting into bigger pots, give it bigger root system, it can get big.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because that's the other problem is things get rooted, right? The roots just sort of spin around. They start to strangle each other out. How does somebody know on a plant typically when it's time to transplant it?
It's always good to actually take the plant out of the pot and take a look at the root system. If there's way more roots than soil, then it's probably a good time to start repotting it.
That's sort of the litmus test.
Yeah, and also another good tip is to between April and September is always a good time to repot your indoor plants. So I never do it in the winter. I'll wait until we get around April, and then we repot them all. And through the summer it's always a good time to repot your.
Right. So April to what you said?
April to September.
September.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And then the other neat thing is that you sell everything in your shop.
Yep.
So if somebody wants to make the leaves shiny, or maybe they have an insect problem.
Yep.
That's the other value of going to somebody like you at Buzz and Thrive, is you can go in and say, Pat, I have this plant, I bought it, I don't know what's going on with it, I think I see these little bugs around it, and then you sell the products to remediate that.
Yep. Fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, a lot of organic pesticides and herbicides and or fertilizers. So we carry kind of both of the lines. So if you want a little bit more safer for your plant or for your family or for your pets, we have those products too.
I know that oftentimes people will think that it's very expensive to go to a smaller retailer, and it's more expensive, so people go to like big box places and stuff, and they'll do that. But many times they don't have the knowledge of the plant, so it may be a little more expensive, maybe sometimes, not all the time. But you might use different soils in your plants. You may, because they're mass produced, yours are repeat customers that you're going to know they're going to come back, and maybe cost slightly a little more, but the value is you're getting all your knowledge.
Yeah, you're getting knowledge, and you're getting a very healthy plant. We have very good wholesalers, and then we also, what we grow is, we take our time growing it. We don't grow them at a super high temperature and fertilize the heck out of them. We take our time with it so they get a real good root system in it, so you're getting a healthy plant.
And that's what it's all about. And sometimes we don't realize that we see the plant, it looks so beautiful, but it's almost been force-fed, and Mother Nature didn't let it grow. They don't grow that way, but in order for them to generate a profit and serve large-scale box, big box retailers, we're talking thousands and thousands, they can't grow the plant the same way that you do.
Exactly. So, and it gives us, we get to have a lot more different variety than some of the big box stores also, which is great. So we have a little bit of everything for everybody, from the beginner to the more advanced, horticulturist.
This plant here, what is this? No,
that's a rosemary tree. That's a rosemary tree. Yep.
I can smell it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
rosemary tree.
Yeah, so we trained it. We
Right,
trained
right.
it to grow like that, and yeah, as you can see, it's starting to flower, which is really nice, and you can also use it, culinary. So
And I'm just going to step over here, Pat, for a second. I mean, what a better way to sort of cheer up and, you get into the. We haven't had a bad winter after the first of the year, but boy, the sun is starting to get stronger. It's staying out later. 5:30 last night, it seemed like it's still light, and you want something to kind of, get you going and get you excited about the spring and all of that. Any one of these plants is perfect.
oh yeah, and we have a whole greenhouse full of this stuff. So even if it's you want to take a walk around in a nice warm area, come on by. Take a stroll through the greenhouse. We have many different plants and to take a look at. So
Buzz and Thrive, and what's the number on Nashua Street?
it's 136A Nashua Street.
136A. You can't miss it. There's a greenhouse in the back. He's always got a sign out front. Can't miss it. And again, stop in and take your plant and in your house, bring it down and say, Pat, what's going on here? This is my favorite plant. What happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you'll help them out.
Oh, we'll love to talk plants.
Any
Yep.
websites, Facebook,
Yep,
anything?
we got a
you see on
website.
Facebook?
Yep, Instagram, Facebook, website at www.buzzandthrive.com. So we have all our information on there. So
Thank you very much,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
Have a good season. Let's go to the Lancaster Garden Club, and nothing better than the Garden Club. What's better? Sue and Melissa are here from Lancaster Garden Club. Tell us now, how exciting! I mean, you got the best. You're involved in the best group there is.
The best group where?
That there is. I mean,
absolutely.
what's more
We have-
exciting
we have
than
a lot
being
of
part of
fun.
the Garden
It's a
Club,
lot of fun.
right?
It
To
is.
see things.
We
and
learn a
plant
lot,
it
and there's so much to learn.
there's never ending.
I was Googling this afternoon how to plant a certain plant. I just can't keep
There's
the
no end.
information.
And they're always coming out with new plants, right? There's always some new plant, right?
Yes.
Well, but the thing is, we want to be able to grow from seeds. So,
Right.
the new plants tend to not. You can't get them the seeds for them.
Right. So you want to start right from the seed,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah.
Do you ever come through downtown Leominster in your travels and see our beautiful
Oh,
plantings?
You guys do a great job with your center out there.
Well,
You
it
really
take
do.
it like anything
As
else.
Plants as your boxes as you drive through Main Street.
Takes a while,
I know.
but we're proud of it.
Yes.
There's nothing more exciting. There's nothing that gets people more excited
They're seeing bright
than
colors.
seeing beautiful plants and flowers.
And you have to put the work in now so you can see them when they flower in the spring.
Oh, it's a whole lot of work.
This is really a good time to have this.
And so people can join from anywhere. They don't have to be from Lancaster, right?
From Lancaster.
They can be from
No,
anywhere
we
and
welcome
they join.
everybody. But Clinton doesn't have a garden club, and Bolton doesn't have a garden club, so anybody who wants to join can come. And you can come to our meetings without being a member.
Look at that.
So
Pruning
we
basics.
just ask you to pay $5 for our lectures.
And so you could come and learn about cold frames.
Frames,
Find something to do with those old windows.
Prunings in March. If you'd like to, in June, we're doing a beer tasting, and Steve grows his own hops and makes his own beer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know, it's going to be a great meeting.
Cold frames, it won't be long. People can start planting already in
Right.
those cold frames.
Right.
Right? I mean, it won't be long, and I'm just hoping that February isn't going to be like the past Februarys that we've had. The winter doesn't seem bad here. February's always the worst month.
Oh, yeah, you get hit the end of the month, the
Yeah, it
1st
just
of March.
seems like February is always the month. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. We're already in our planning stages of what we're going to
for
plant,
what we're gonna do in the spring.
what we're going to buy, and so it's exciting. So whether it's snow or not, it's just a matter of time. The sun's getting stronger, and it feels good. So
Yeah.
thank you, ladies. This is a booth that Angie was going to be at. She had a death in her family, so she couldn't be here. However, we have her booth here, and this represents the Conservation Commission, and we have information on rain gardens, and all of this information is upstairs in the Conservation Office, but everything you need to know about rain gardens, it's really a great thing. It sort of sifts out the urban trash and sort of things that end up. The wind takes things, and as the water sort of scrapes it up, this acts as a filter. And so rain gardens are important. And then we also have more information about stormwater and how to handle stormwater, and building these little gardens here that help to spoil our little butterflies in the season. So anyway, there's all kinds of information here on water quality, how to conserve water. We showed you the rain barrels that were here, composting, and so all of this information is available at our Conservation Commission office, and that's on the second floor of City Hall. If you're just tuning in, we're at City Hall, and it's Garden Mania. And there are a number of businesses that are here from Leominster, and we're just sort of dressing things up tonight. We are sort of getting everybody ready for spring. It's an exciting time. You know, there's a whole lot of planning that goes into gardening, and in the winter when there's not much to do and there's no snow, so you can't maybe go skiing or cross-country skiing, you start getting those catalogs in the mail and start thinking about plants and seeds. And we just had a conversation at the library. They're giving free seeds away. And so if you need a couple, you want to try something, they will give you as many as you want, and they're all in there is just a couple of seeds of everything. So, you know, some of them you can get going right away. Now, I have a pretty cool calendar that I have, and it lists everything on my calendar about what you should be doing in terms of gardening. So it tells you what you should be doing, if you should be pruning something outside, or when to start something, or how to water something. It's really helpful, and it's on the calendar. So every day it gives you 2 or 3 different hints. I see those calendars. They're still out there. In fact, they're starting to discount them because the year's already started. Where are we going?
It's only Cassandra, her mom, Cheryl, is down there at the...
Okay, let's go to Qteks. Is somebody here from Qteks? Oh, you are here. How are you?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Yes, you too.
And so Qteks, tell us where you are and all that good
Qteks
stuff.
is right downtown, right above the new Brady's restaurant. If you haven't been by, it smells excellent. We smell it every day.
I know.
It smells wonderful.
How's he holding up there with his diet and the smell and all that?
We're doing all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw him. He looked good. You look good.
Yep,
Everybody looks
yep.
good. So it's a good thing.
It smells
Made it
good.
through the holidays.
Yeah, so far so good.
Good.
Yeah, so believe it or not, we're in year 21 of our business.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
That means I'm 21 years old.
No, none of
That's
us
what
are that
means.
much older. No. That means our daughter is now 22.
I
so
can't
you can
believe
believe
it.
that.
I
yeah.
don't believe it.
Right?
That
Right.
is crazy. So why would Qteks be here? Well, there are a lot of things that you have that are associated with gardening and planting. And
Well, incorporating some of this into your home
Yes.
decor so that you bring it inside, get to use it during the winter, even though they may not be real. Are they real?
So
Are they fake?
what?
Who
Yeah.
knows? But incorporate these into your home so that you can bring in some.
I want to look at this because this is $16.49.
Right.
You
Right.
will never find this in any store
Right.
anywhere for $16, and it looks brand new. And I don't know, maybe somebody had it and is brand new, but they never used it. But that's what you find at Qteks.
Exactly. We're giving new life to things that people don't use in their home. Bring it over to us. We're able to give it to somebody else's home, and they're able to then use it and keep the life cycle going.
Everything in the world is in Qteks.
Yeah.
The place is always busy.
Yes.
Great staff, very
Yeah,
helpful.
thank you.
But things turn over, and one of the things about Qteks is if you see something in there, more than likely you should be thinking about picking it up.
better get
because
it. You got
especially
it.
if it's only one.
Right.
I've been up and I sent Sharon or somebody back from my store. I'm like, get up there. There's this basket up there. I want that thing. You go up there again, like you get up there, it's like, oh no, we just sold it the other
Right,
day.
right. Everything is unique. Everything is one of a kind. Or we're able to keep everything going so that it's not ending up in a landfill. Keep it reused.
So let's give a little commercial, because if people are interested in bringing things to Qteks, do they bring it to Qteks or Cutie Patooties? Do they bring it to Qteks?
Bring all your home decor and furniture to Qteks. We're open 7 days a week.
They can bring it any time of the day? Or?
Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. We're open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
And
So
you bring it
anytime.
in and somebody will tell you what it's, you
Yep,
sort of mark it?
we're gonna look right through it, just make sure that it's nothing, maybe has a small chip in it that you might not have noticed at home, that we're not gonna take that, but we want everything to be in excellent shape so that when we have customers in, they're able to buy with confidence and know we have great items.
And then you give them a percentage
They
of it,
get
and
a
you keep a percentage
once
of it?
their item sells. So it's so much easier than trying to sell it on your own. And we're able to incorporate everyone's items together so they all play off of each other and look really well.
Yeah, and there's no middle person. You don't have to worry about Craigslist or Marketplace, and people get there and then they want to try to bargain you down and all those
Or a
things.
yard sale where you're out, people on your yard at 4 o'clock in the morning, Yeah.
This is the best way to do it, and everything looks brand new here.
Right,
And
right.
You can get like anything. Look at, even there's a wicker basket.
Right,
anything.
right. So some things may be vintage that maybe you remember from your childhood or your parents had, and you can incorporate those in so that you get some of that feel back into your life.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Cassandra, and Happy New Year to
Yes, thank you. Happy New Year to
We'll
you
see you
guys.
soon. Okay, where we go? We are going to Green in the Gateway, cities, and we're going to talk to Larissa, and they are responsible for our tree plantings around the city. And we're going to find out how many trees at this point, because I'm not even sure how many trees we've planted. Let me just do some of the announcements, Diana, just because it's that time. And how much time do we have? 7:10. Okay, beautiful. There's going to be a coffee house February 8th, and this is Our Lady of the Lake Parish, and they're putting this on for their friends from Australia, Northeast. So they're putting it's going to be beer wine's going to be sold, and they're going to have some entertainment, and suggested admission is $20, but they'll take a donation if you. And so you'll have a chance to take that donation or make a donation, and all the funds will be going to the following charities: CareLight.org and WildlifeVictoria.org, and they also have a GoFund site. So you can just look up their site on Facebook, and that should help. Well, that's tonight, so we can't say that. But February 8th, we're going to be there. February 8th. We are going to be there. We're going to be at the DCU Center because it's the 9th annual Pink in the Rink. That's Pink in the Rink. And it's the Kick Cancer. It's the fundraiser every year that they do there. And the Crusaders, the Cup Crusaders, is helping to sponsor this. And the Railers are going to be playing Atlanta Gladiators, and that's the Bruins affiliate team. And tickets are $15 a piece. You can get them here at City Hall, right? I think we have them at City Hall. And you can also get them from Kathy DeRusso, and you can reach her at 978-397-2992. So that's coming up, not this coming weekend, but February 8th, 7:05, the puck drops at the DCU Center. Come down. We have a whole section of like Leominster people, and we have a lot of fun. And it's great hockey. MVP listening session is going to be happening February 12th. At 6 o'clock at Leominster Public Library. Come hear the results of our day-long workshop on projects to mitigate climate change. We had an incredible response. We had a room full that day. People from all over the community, and it was really helpful and really exciting to see everybody there. Any chance for you to chime in on our priority projects would be helpful. So it's going to be February 12th, 6 p.m. at the Leominster Public Library. It's a listening session. And it's to hear the results of our day-long workshop on projects to mitigate climate change. Lenten fish dinners, believe it or not, it's coming soon, beginning February 28th, going right through to April 3rd. Fridays at 4 o'clock till 7 until they're sold out. It's $11 for adults. It's Lenten fish dinners. They have a 50-50 raffle, and that's over at St. Anna's Church Hall. Baked haddock, coleslaw, potatoes, vegetable, mac and cheese or pasta, marinara sauce, marinara sauce, dessert and beverage, macaroni and cheese dinner. All this food is just $11. $11, and then kids with half portions are $6. The galleries at the Leominster Public Library, Mark Chester, the Bay State, and Multicultural Landscape, photographs of New Americans. It's on display from January 1st till February 27th. So please stop by the Leominster Public Library and take a walk around, and you'll see Mark Chester's display. So you want to know what's coming up tomorrow, as I said just a little bit as we kicked off the show. We have instead of Groundhog Day, we do Flamingo Day. And we're going to get to see if the flamingo sees a shadow and how many more weeks of winter we have. We will be out there. We will be streaming live. Just go to my Facebook page. We'll be streaming live tomorrow morning. Catch us at about 7:55. Sun usually comes up a little bit past 8, but we'll be there and we'll be live. And we have a lot of fun. a real lot of fun and a lot of laughs. You don't want to miss it. So even if it's a little cold, you want to come and sit in your car and kind of watch all this, crack the wind a little bit so you can participate, come on by. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 31st, correct? 30th? 31st? 31st. I was right. And as we were talking to Sandra over there a couple of minutes ago at the Leominster Public Library, there's just too many events to sort of list and tell you what's going on over there. So the best thing to go is go to our website, leominster-ma.gov. You can call for the help desk. They'll tell you what's happening. You can go to their website directly or go to our website, and that'll link you over. But there's always something going on over there. And as we started to touch on, for the holiday, for the school vacation, winter vacation break, we teamed up with everybody, all the city departments, the school department, and we have a week of fun activities. I don't think there's a charge for any of them, to be honest with you. I think they're all free, and it's honestly, it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't miss it. It's that kind of week where the kids start to get bored on Monday. They had Saturday and Sunday off, and then Monday they're looking for something to do, and it gets expensive. If you have a couple of kids and you're out there in the community trying to get out to a lot of these places, they charge you a lot of money, and it just becomes an expensive day. And that's okay if you can get out there once or twice, but to do it every day of the week is tough. We have things going on every single day of the week, and let me just tell you on our schedule. How are we doing, Brad? We don't know if we're live or not. What's that? Okay. So we have Restaurant Week starts in February. We have the drive-in movie is going to be that week of school vacation. Once Upon a Time is also school vacation. Youth art shows coming up in March. The Pizza Crawl, Easter Fun Day, Earth Fest, citywide cleanup. This is the list. This is just until we get to, this is, I don't know, we have like 35 different events that are happening here in the city. Oh, let's go to Dodos. Jessica's here, and she's the owner of Dodos in their second location down there now.
Yes,
How
down
are you?
on Lancaster, Central Street.
How are things going?
Very good.
In the
very
Leominster
good.
Plaza.
We love it there. Love it
Good
there.
spot for you. Worked out well.
Yep.
Tell us, Pussy Willows already?
Already, you
already
can't
have
fight
Pussy
the winter
Willows?
here. We're going to it spring.
Are those natural? I mean, do they come from around here?
No, they're not local.
Too early, right?
They're not
Too
local,
early.
But
Yeah, no,
you know,
people are looking for them. People
Exactly.
like get excited about Pussy Willows.
Yes, we need
and then
to-
you brought some fresh flowers tonight.
Yes, yes. You got to color your tables. Get rid of those winter doldrums. Every week we
Yeah.
have fresh tulips in the store.
It's time to put aside those Christmas cactuses. They're still pretty. Just set them aside, and the poinsettias.
Yep, and make room for these spring blooms.
That's how I am. I'm ready to start brightening things up and opening windows and getting the shades up and letting the sun shine. in, right?
Absolutely.
And so sometimes you need some artificial color.
Right.
So tell us what you have here today.
I have miniature azaleas that are just nice. They pop open. They last for 3-4 weeks. Remind you of summer, and then you can just let them be, and they'll stay green. We have the tulips in bulbs. They're still working on getting some colors. So you got
those tulips, right? Right here. Yeah.
Eventually, they're working on it. And then we have what's here? Irises that make little hair for this nice little smiley face mug. But,
How fun is this? Look at that, huh? Talk about adding some color. And then you also do regular, showers if people have them, or weddings and
Yep,
funerals.
wrist corsages for the proms, recital flowers, graduation flowers, whatever you need. We deliver locally all around Leominster, Fitchburg.
So you
Bloomsburg.
deliver?
Yes. Yep, daily deliveries every day.
And how fun it must be to be in your business, because even if it's a funeral, the reality is that you're providing comfort for people, and people are sending something saying we care.
Absolutely, and you're also celebrating a life. So there's a lot
Very
of
much so, and because that's what it should be,
in
right?
that. Yep, yep.
Flowers, helpful, people are touched by that, but there's
I
always.
love delivering because I like going out and see people.
Yeah,
Go,
the
oh, those are
story.
for me.
Yeah.
Those are for
Yeah,
me.
I know when you walk through the door here, everybody says that, and they're like, no, they're not for you. And you keep walking. Are they for me? No, I keep walking. It's special, right?
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
And people still do send flowers at work.
They do. It's a big show. You want the big display. So Valentine's Day is coming up. You want to order early. Get your order in about a week in advance.
Get your brownie points in fast here.
We'll give you your wow. It doesn't come you don't get it shipped in a box, FedEx style. We do it up in a vase, all pretty. Get your wow factor.
And you know what? I mean, doing business locally, when people see empty storefronts, they're like, oh, geez, another business, they close. Yeah, that's because we stopped going there.
Yeah,
right?
Yep, it's true.
That's the only way it can happen.
Even though the world is online, we're online too. Just go to dodosflowers.com. Just jump on there. You can buy from your couch, your phone, wherever you're at.
See, that's perfect. Well, what do you think? What's your favorite flower here tonight?
I like the pussy willows. They're
Me too,
my
that's what I
personal
said.
favorite.
I got my eye starts going in another couple weeks. I can spot these things, so I start looking on the roadside to see if I can spot them. Not because I'm going to go out and cut them and save them or anything or sell them, just because I know spring's coming, right? And the other day, I saw, I don't know if they were, I don't think they were tulips, so they had to be like snow crocuses. I've seen, they must have got tricked a couple weeks ago when it got warm. And it must have tricked them because they're popping out of the ground a little bit prematurely.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a little shocked today.
But they'll still live, though, won't they?
Yeah, sure.
How cool.
They'll come around.
Well, thank you. Let's give your location again down on Central Street.
Yep, 285 Central Street in the Leominster Plaza. We're right next to Classics Pub.
All right. So there you go. Thank you, ladies. Nice job. How are we doing, Brad? You're watching Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, and we are, we're not live. We're not anymore, but we're taped. Okay, as long as people can see us at some point. Let's go over to greening the gateway cities. Let's go over to greening the gateway cities. And so these are the wonderful partners that we have here in the city who planted how many trees, Larissa?
2,500 trees.
2,500 new trees that have been planted. Now, at the very beginning, Larissa, I knew that you were planting so I could see them.
Yeah.
And then last year I said, I think we've hit the tipping point.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to really these are noticeable now.
Yeah, I think they are noticeable.
That many trees. Well, it's a big city, and you think about when you plant 100, it hardly shows up, but then 200, now that many.
Yeah.
That's a lot of trees.
It's a lot of trees.
And those are good-sized trees. I think when we started the program, people thought we were planting these little sort of whips in the ground.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, the trees we plant are probably an average of 10 foot tall. Yeah. So they're definitely make an impact right away in the landscape.
And what was really exciting is last year when spring came and I saw all the leaves go, how exciting to see how they filled out, and how beautiful they were.
Yeah, a lot of color. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Very nice.
And I learned a lot about trees. So is it still available? The program's still available?
It is. Yep, we're going to be planting starting in April. We're going to be planting for 3 months, so we'd like to plant 400 more trees in Leominster.
All right.
And we're really only halfway towards our goal.
Really?
So we have a lot more trees to plant.
I didn't know that. I thought we planted a tree on everybody's front lawn.
Not quite. If you look carefully, you'll see some blank yards.
So it's time, and it's so important because the streets of Leominster really were lined with trees at one time, and then through disease and storms and everything, it thinned out, and we tried to replace them as much as we could, but it just wasn't possible. And then the state came by and set up this program with us, this partnership, and we love having you all here. This is like, you belong here. You've been here so long. We love it. You have an office here. So how should people reach out to you if they're interested in getting a tree? This is the time to start thinking about it now.
It is a good time to start thinking about it. They can call me on the phone. We have a website now, maurbancanopy.org. They can sign up for a site visit or a consultation through the website, or they can come down to our office at the Emergency Management Building.
37 Carter Street, and have an office there, but they're not sitting there idle. They have plenty to do, and there's plenty to get organized, right? I mean, once you compile all these, but then it's putting a plan together and getting a crew together, and so there's a lot of prep that has to be done.
It is.
But by the time April comes, you're ready to go.
That's right.
Well,
yeah.
Great job. We
yeah.
loved having you here,
Thank
you. Let's help them to reach their goal and getting 5,000 trees planted. Yes, we are. Keep going. I'm learning. I'm just listening. We're going to, yes. No, go ahead. You got a customer. Take care of the customer. Anyway, we're with Growing Places, and if you don't know a lot about Growing Places, they help us with our farmers market during the course of the year, but they also help for families to learn to grow garden, and so much fresh produce, and it's so healthy. to be able to eat that way. And that's how I grew up, and that's how we grew up in our family, is right out of the garden. Everything came out of a true Mediterranean diet, and everything came out of the garden. Anyway, they have also been our partners, and they have little microgreen kits here where you can have seeds. And we did this last year, and we grew some sprouts and got to eat them. I clipped them off and ate them. They're like little bean sprouts. And they have little kits here for $5 a piece. And they have a number of books that are here and manuals that help you to understand how to, a lot of people are more into organic gardening today. And that's important for people because, well, who wants, pesticides coming up through their food, right? You want to eat healthy. And so, and today's environment, there's so many different plants that you can grow, and they can help you. And Growing Place is excellent. And they'll sign you up. They'll help you and your family to grow their garden. They'll give you all the instructions that you need. They'll tell you what to plant next to what, and how thin to plant them, how tall things will grow, what to plant in the front, what to plant in the back. But I've seen some of the gardens, and I'll tell you, they are absolutely spectacular. So anyway, another partner for us, growingplaces.org is their website. You can contact them. They have somebody they're working with now, so I'm not going to interrupt them. We only have another minute left here inside Leominster, but just want to thank you for watching tonight. This is fun for us to have an opportunity to have this in the middle of, to have it at the end of January, but sort of the middle of winter, and get everybody thinking, because as I said, when I start to see those seed catalogs come in and I see the trucks leaving off potting soil to the garden centers and all of that, it's exciting. And what's more exciting than the next season, right? So during the fall, we get excited about the winter, and in winter, we get excited about the spring. In the spring, we get excited about the summer. And then the summer, we think, we've had enough of this. Can't wait till the fall comes. It's been hot, but I can't wait for the leaves to change. The apples at Sholin Farms, and all of that just kicks in. And that's why we live here. Anyway, 1 minute left here inside Leominster. I want to thank you guys. I know we had technical difficulties tonight, and it got a little stressful here for you. But I'm sure the end product will be good and live, supposedly in half the time, but that's okay, here at City Hall. And we had a lot of people come through this year. We had, I'd say, double or triple the amount of people. Last year, it poured out. But thank you to all the vendors that came out here. I hope this was a good night for you. And if you're watching here inside Leominster, these are all local businesses that are here, local organizations, and you may have to pay just slightly, not much more. And sometimes, even in my business, people think we charge more than all the big box people. Not the case at all. And you get all the expertise and knowledge that the small businesses bring. So we're probably out of time here at Inside Leominster. Yes, we are. Thank you, guys. And thank you to the staff here at City Hall for putting this on. Good night, everybody. God bless you, and let your garden grow.
Inside Leominster is brought to you through the generous support of Colonial Insulation Company, residential and commercial insulation and fireproofing services, specializing in blown-in cellulose as well as spray foam insulation. For more information, visit their website, colonialinsulation.com. And by Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, 52 West Street in Leominster, locally and authentically providing better hearing and quality of life since 1978. www.donotShout.com.